Welcome to day one in Sharjah International Summit on improvement in education. This is Dr. Ahmed Shaban speaking in Edu-Talks. And today I have a very interested speaker, Mr. Cailey, and would love to introduce him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great to be here. We I'm representing two companies, Almaty AI and Elham Studio. So we work with schools across the world, really. And as I frame it, we help them move from A to B. And the idea, usually that involves maybe project-based, interdisciplinary learning, but it could be anything. So we're really helping with the evolution in schools. And then Almaty is helping schools really navigate this world of AI that everyone is talking about.
Excellent. I think, Russell, last year you were speaking with us. This year you are a speaker and also partner, right? So we'd love to know what was your motivation to come and join again for next year, and what you can see differently in Sharjah ecosystem when it comes to education.
Yeah, so really what motivated me was the conversation around sandboxes, which is what I just did a panel on about 10 minutes ago. Yeah. And the idea that Sharjah are really entertaining the idea of what a sandbox could look like within the schooling system here, within the education system. That really attracted me because I used to be director of Think Global School, which was a complete sandbox. So we were allowed to sandbox a whole school by the US system, and it went on to do wonderful, great things, but there was a process, and that process was very hard. There was a lot of tough work in there, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. So I think Sharjah going on that role of entertaining this concept of a sandbox or sandboxes, I thought I could offer some help, and I think that's what brought me here today.
Excellent. Russell, when it comes to education, I think defining success in education is really important. And we would love to know it from your perspective as an entrepreneur, as an educator, how you define success in education.
I think it's really hard. I think we have a lot of big terms in education that I think we need to ground. And I think a little pause for many of us would help. So I think success is one. I think innovation is another. You know, words that we use a lot, but actually you might mean one thing, I might mean another. Your next podcast guest might mean another. So I think a lot of the big ticket terminology we use in education, I'm not trying to dodge the question here. I'm just saying that I think we need to ground that into what are we actually aiming for? What's the North Star? What is success? And I think in school, we've obviously, and everyone knows this, all your audience knows this, we've packaged success around numbers and grades for a long time. And I think other success we've largely given lip service to. We've packaged it nicely, but it doesn't really count when it comes up against grades and numbers. So I think when it comes to success, and that's why I think at Think Global, we were so passionate about the portfolio, because the portfolio behind certain projects and work could really tell a story of a journey. And success could be packaged in a very different way than a grade or a number. And many of the students with those portfolios, which represented success, were able to use that to get into university, which are far more dynamic on entry than people think, get into the job market and industry, which are really screaming for other things away from numbers and grades. Yes. So I think success for me has to be an authentic, and I think the word is authentic, broadening of what's possible away from the metrics that you and I did at school. And I think we have to be a bit brave here. What else could count for success? And I think one hack that we found over the last decade was a portfolio is a nice first attempt to that. But I'm sure there's others. I'm sure there's people listening who will have other ways. But I think we've got to try and even out the grades and the numbers with other stuff. And we're doing a really bad job at that at the moment. We've got to do more.
Thank you, Russell. Great discussion as usual, and looking forward to see you the rest of the day and to hear your insights as well. Thank you.
Pleasure to be with you.